all kneel together, make it a different morning. I extend a warm welcome to Principal Sir, who is also the President of Institution's Innovation Council, Dr. Ajay Sharma Sir, Head of Department of Public Administration, Dr. Rupinder Olive Ma'am, Dr. Vikram Sagar Sir, and Dr. Jyoti Joshi Ma'am. Today's event wouldn't have been possible without Dr. Sheena Chadra, Ms. Sheeta Sharma, Ms. Bradati Chatterjee, and Mr. Himanshu. The event is being held by the Department of Public Administration in collaboration with Institution's Innovation Council. Now, I welcome the speaker for the event, Advocate Achman Shekhar. He is a successful advocate specializing in civil and commercial litigation at the High Court of Punjab and Haryana. He is a senior editor for the Indian Review for Corporate and Commercial Laws and an alumni of Nalsar University of Law, Hyderabad. You'll be delighted to know he has won various international awards also in moot court competitions and has publications with institutions like the London School of Economics and National Law School of India, Bangalore. I request you, sir, now to enlighten the students on the topic of intellectual property rights. Over to you, sir.
Hello, thank you for that kind introduction, ma'am. A very good morning to the Honorable Principal and to the respected teachers. A very good morning to the dear students as well. Today I'll be speaking about IPR and also safety in the cyber world. I am willing to take any questions on IPR, but the presentation that I've prepared today is largely revolving around cyber crimes and how to prevent them. So if I'm allowed, I'll just begin with showing a small video which gives you a brief idea of how cyber crimes really happen in our day-to-day lives.
So, essentially this is the story of a young girl who is just like us. It's just that this video has been made by the UK government, so it's based out of the UK. But I think this will be a very relatable scenario to most of us. And so, let's just watch this video once. I believe now the video and audio will be visible to you all. Otherwise, there is caption text to the video, so I think it will make a lot more sense. So essentially, let's say that you're not unpacked and stuff yet, so you just say not yet. Then.
Not yet, I'm doing it now. Good, I'm just looking over later, we can't have left everywhere.
So basically, she's received a message from a friend asking her if she wants to hang out. And the two options that we usually have are to either ask the person for their location or to find location ourselves. So in most cases, we just ask the other person for their location. So let's say Olivia also decides to ask for directions, and then this happens.
not working, man. I don't get it. Look, it's everything on there. How much can I bet you just put the password? Right? You do it for me then. The password? Liverpool FC 04. Who cares? Wait, capital L. Yeah, it's not working. I told you, it's weird.
Right?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
So, those are thick. Have you seen the new ones?
No, I'm not.
Well, they're kind of just like yours, to be honest, but new.
How are you?
Let's say Raheem decides to explain the features.
Good man. Wait, just try to anything. So basically, if you use them, there's a feature on the app so you can find them.
No way, that's actually pretty sick.
I don't know, right? I saw this ad on social, you can like pick them up for 100 quid, you can like...
Don't tell me you actually fell for that. Those ads are always so sus.
Where are you getting £100 from?
Yeah, man. I wouldn't trust it. Oh.
Oh. You okay?
Yeah, it's just fun. Yeah, my mum's freaking out. I'm gonna have to go. Give me a message if you're doing anything later. So.
Dad, Olivia then. Why are you sulking then? You normally way more annoying than this. I just got about my account. Oh, we'll be fine. You can always take new pictures. I still bet you just forgot your password. I remembered it. It still didn't work. Still up for later? Yeah, man, definitely. Thinking about inviting Olivia. Just come in. Yeah, cool, man. Go for it. Yeah, she's coming. I'm gonna go eat though. See you later, yeah? Yeah, of course. On, please. No, I'm wondering. Bro. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask. Did you end up getting those headphones? My headphones. The ones you were talking about in the pot. You sent me the link from your account earlier. What are you on about? You know I can't get on my account. Oh no. B.Voc. Bro, I think you got hacked.
No, I can't have been.
I got a message from your account and it sent me the same link you was talking about in the pot. I thought you just remembered your password.
No, I'm stressing out, man. I don't know what to do. Literally use the same stupid password for everything.
Don't worry, bro. I've reported it. Can't you do the recover account thing?
Thanks, man. Yeah, do me a favour. Don't tell anyone about this. I'll try and sort it.
I won't, bro. I won't.
I really need to change that password.
What time? Lucas not holding his weight.
What do you mean? I thought you said you was a pro gamer.
Shut up. I'm having an off day.
Okay. Just gonna buy a battle pass. Give me a sec.
Guys, I'm ready to go.
Yep, me too. I'm good.
Time. Go home without me.
Hurry up. We need you. You back on your account yet?
Nah, still nothing.
You check the cloud for your photos.
No, yeah, it's a good shout though. But to be honest, I'm more upset about losing my followers. And look, I made a new account this morning. Appreciate you.
Wait, what's that? What's happened?
Luca, his account got hacked.
I haven't been able to get in since Monday, Tuesday maybe.
Someone messaged me pretending to be him. It's all good about it. Sorted it. Reported it.
Wait, when did you say this happened?
It was after I bought those headphones from the other day.
The ones from the link?
What's wrong? You alright?
What are you doing? How's it go?
You really don't check your emails, do you?
Of course I don't look at these. What am I doing? I only had this account from when I was younger. I just use it to sign up to stuff. Oh, no.
Oh, what's wrong?
Oh, Luke, I'm not now. Please, man. My gaming account is linked to this too, and that's all of my money. They've got in everywhere. This cannot be happening.
Wait, okay, it's alright. What should we do?
Why don't you just change your password or something?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. They've got in everywhere. I guess I could change my password on literally everything, but I don't know.
So, yes, that was the story of Olivia, Raheem and Luca. And And from that simple scenario, what we saw was that how these hackers regularly get into our accounts, and that even the smallest of things can be really dangerous. So I think our takeaways from that, this is a form of social engineering, which is the manipulation of people into carrying out specific acts and divulging information, which is commonly used by social media hackers and cyber criminals all across the world. Now, what were the risks that were taken by the three players in this small skit? So that Olivia ignored the message of updating her system. She also was using a system which she was also using an email across various accounts, which is really old, and she's not regularly checking up on it. And that email, that one email, was not only linked to a social media profile, but also your gaming account. If any of you is a gamer, you would know that oftentimes you spend a lot of money in developing your gaming account, and you often take out some money also from that gaming account. So there is regular money transactions happening on that particular gaming account. So these kind of accounts become really susceptible to cyber attacks and other forms of attacks. Another thing that all of us do, I think, is that we use the same password on multiple accounts. Same password on multiple accounts, while sounds easy and easy to remember, it is same password on multiple accounts, while may sound easy to remember, it does open you to a huge can of worms, because you are opening yourself to the risk of a hacker getting into one account and then eventually getting into all your accounts. Another risk factor that is always there is using simple passwords. Like we saw in Luca, he was using a very simple password, Liverpool FC 04. And most boys use simple passwords. Most boys are fans of football clubs, and therefore it is not a very wild guess to to just figure out what that password might be. Others might use their names, their date of birth, their phone number, their mother's phone number, or something of that sort. And so these become very predictable and make you even more susceptible to hacking. Now, oftentimes we share our location online, right? And now this also opens a huge risk area, because when you're sharing your location online, you might be sharing it with a friend, but if your account or if the friend's account is compromised, you and your location also get compromised. And as we understood, that location data is very valuable to these hackers, because they can target advertisements to you, and if not that, they can probably tailor a scam specifically for you and fool you through it. So be aware of who you sharing what data with, and it's better to just take data independently. So in that case, it would be better if Olivia just searched the particular place that she had to go online, because that reduces the risk of compromising her data and also her friend's data. Another thing that a lot of you must have seen, I'm also on Instagram, and I keep on seeing these posts that my friend's account has been hacked, and that please don't interact with this account anymore. And what really happens is that these people take up all your social media accounts, and they start messaging people through it. Otherwise, they also take out, go through your messages to find something controversial to blackmail you. So these are two things that you have to be really careful about, and you have to make sure that one, our accounts are not hacked, and two, if our friends' accounts are hacked, we stay careful of them and we advise as many people as possible. Because the only way to deal with this situation is to take all sorts of preventions that we can. In the case that your account is hacked, I would definitely recommend that you go to the Instagram website or the Facebook website and ask report the cyber criminal behavior as soon as possible. Because if you do so, your risk of being threatened with the data on your social media account and the risk of other people being fooled into being victims of these cyber attacks also reduces. What we also saw was that while Upadhyay, the girl in the skit, distrusts the ads that she sees on social media. She trusted the message that she received from a friend. So that is why social media hacking, account hacking becomes even more dangerous, because even the careful of us, might not take the necessary precautions when they feel that the message is coming from someone who they trust. And just one second.
Yes. So apart from that, I think obviously buying something from a link that you found on social media carries its own risks. Even if you like the product, a lot of us get ads regularly on social media. I mean, that's the business model of how social media works. If you like an ad, just look at the website, just look at the the name of the brand, and then go to open the browser independently and then type it up. This will help you prevent a lot of your data from being stolen. Because when you are logging into a account, when you just clicking on the hyperlink that is available on the social media website, what you're doing is that all your social information, all your credentials, your name, your password, all of those things are being shared with the person who has posted that ad. Furthermore, there are no ways of really checking whether or not that company is legitimate or not. So I would definitely recommend that you go to an independent website and then type in the brand manually to shop if you have to shop on social media. Another thing that we see is that people and often kids our age refrain from taking advice from others because there's a feeling of guilt and shame involved whenever you are involved in such a cybercrime. For example, Olivia does not talk to her mom about the cybercrime, and that really makes you even more vulnerable because other people who might have gone through such similar things or who might know people who have gone through such similar things will be able to help you better. Remember that whenever you're fooled, you gain a lot more knowledge, and therefore this knowledge can be shared with others. If someone has been fooled before, that person now knows the modus operandi of how these scams really work, and that person also knows that what they could have done if they were in the situation. So it's always better to talk to your friends, talk to your parents, talk to your teachers about whenever you're in such a situation. And more importantly, since we are younger, we might be careful of these scams going around, but oftentimes our parents, our elders are not. So it's also very important to have that line of communication where you can tell them that, okay, these are the scams that are found the world of social media these days, and therefore we request you to be careful. And if you find yourself embroiled in any such scam, just feel free to speak to us and take our advice on it. Yes, and another more important thing was that you must have noticed that the two-step verification process was not enabled on your device. That also opens you to a huge can of worms because in the two-step verification process, at least you're getting an email and you're getting a OTP on your phone number. If we take out the OTP from the phone number part, it's only the email, and your email can be compromised more. Your email has a bigger tendency to get compromised as compared to your phone number because that device is always in your hand and that phone number is not very easy to hack. So, what are the consequences of the risks that these kids took? Yes. So, we understood that Loka's social media account got hacked. He was locked out of his account, so he had to make another account just because he had a simple password and he hadn't enabled two-step verification process. Because of that account being hacked, fake messages were sent out to Luca's friends, Rahim and Olivia, and those friends eventually got fooled into buying from a fraudulent link and having their money spent on something that will never be delivered to them. Olivia made a purchase from a fake website, and Olivia's email account also got hacked. So now let's just look at what this information, how the hackers might use this information to target you. So if your email account gets hacked, they may send phishing emails to other contacts, to your colleagues, to your friends, to your parents, to your elders, all of those people, whoever you've messaged through your email even once, becomes susceptible to that email, and the hacker will be using your name to carry forward that scam, and so that becomes really potent. Similarly, social media account, banking details, other online information that is available can be misused by these cyber miscreants. So we should be really careful about how we're using that. Yes, and these are the various cases that we continue to see across newspapers almost every day, where we see people getting scammed of lakhs and lakhs of rupees every day, and these are the regular modes of criminal activity that is being undertaken by these people. So, just a basic definition of cybercrime. I don't think we really need to get a lot into it. We definitely understand what cybercrime means, and we definitely also understand the importance of preventing. I'll just be sharing some, some common kinds of scams that we've come to see, and just the basic tips on how to prevent them. Now, this holds to be very true that whenever you allow fraud to happen, it will happen. Right? There are bad actors in the world who are looking to commit fraud on you and who are looking to take advantage of you. So the locus of being careful and of taking the necessary preventive measures is on us. And therefore this presentation, I think, will be helpful in that manner, because I'll also be sharing a resource with you which you can just go through quickly, and you'll get an idea of the various kinds of interesting scams that are going on in the world today, and take the necessary steps to prevent them. So these are the traditional versus the kind of crimes that are happening on the online space. I think this is fairly preliminary, and this is known by everyone, so I will not be spending a lot of time on this. Yes, so the problem size is increasing by a lot. I'm sure most of you know someone, or some of you have been also targets of such cybercrime yourselves. So we can definitely see the rise of cybercrimes every day. Almost 20 lakh cases were reported last year, and this has been a very steep increase. So you see that in 2015 only around 50,000 cases were reported, while in 2020 around 12 lakh cases were reported. And this number continues to grow, and it's been reported by several crime control agencies that the number is expected to be around somewhere around 1 crore to 2 crore scams a year in India alone. And out of those, only 20 lakh scams are reported. And these, the motivations and the reasons for these scams vary, but we often see that half of them are for committing fraud and for committing a crime, and the other half is for just bullying, taking inappropriate pictures, taking inappropriate data, settling scores, taking revenge, or just for fun. So you never know why someone might target you on the cyber through the cyberspace, and so you just have to be careful, because whenever there is a opportunity for a fraud to be committed, you best be assured that that opportunity, someone or the other, will be utilizing that opportunity, and the locus is on us to be as careful as possible. We understand why cybercrime is the preferred choice of a lot of modern criminals to commit their wrongs, because it gives you anonymity, it allows you to operate from anywhere, it gives you this sense of security, at least to the criminal who's committing a crime, to not be detected and to be able to siphon off a large amount of money from a large amount of people without having to take the relative risk that they would have had to take in the case of a physical crime. And so this also leads us to believe that the number of crimes will only increase from now, and the only way that we can prevent them from happening is to take the necessary preventions and to take the necessary steps to stop them from happening. Again, these are the soft targets. These are soft targets because they're easy to target, and they're often targeted multiple times during the day. I'm sure most of you get spam calls. I usually get this really funny call from various numbers from this AI automated chatbot which says, hello, my name is Arya. I'm sure most of you get that too. And so this is a common example of a scam, and these are things that we need to be very careful of. So your email accounts, your bank accounts, your data on social media websites, and your biometric data that you often feed into your phone, which have facial recognition features or the thumbprint or the fingerprint recognition features, are also susceptible to being hacked and to be stolen by these cyber criminals. Also, be very careful of what permissions you're allowing your apps on your phone access to, because a lot of times the apps that we're downloading might not be from a very safe site, such as apps that are regularly a source of these criminal activities are VPN websites. So a lot of VPN apps provide you free VPN access for 30 minutes or 1 hour or up to a certain amount of data. But that you should understand that free service is being provided on the basis of that app misusing your data, and also making you more susceptible, making your device more susceptible to cybercrimes. So be very careful of whenever you're getting a service for free. I think this is a very age-old adage that whenever you're getting something for free, you are the product. So you must be very careful about what you're getting for free and for fun. Okay, so I believe my camera has stopped working. So I'll just stop sharing my video and just continue presenting my screen. Just give me 1 second. So sorry. Okay, never mind. If it's okay, I'll just continue without my screen, without my camera on. So yeah, we understood that soft targets are always there, and these are the things that we need to be extra careful about. Then we look at the kind of cybersecurity attacks. I will not be boring with details of everyone. I'll just tell you how most of these scams are played out and how you can prevent them. I'll also be sharing a resource that you can look at later that will really help you to understand how to prevent these crimes. Now, hacking, which happened to Luca, is very common, right? They hack your account and they probably scrape all your data and sell it to the other party. Now, you might be wondering, why is your data that important? Your data is usually sold to two kinds of parties. One party being the people who want to target advertisements to you, who want to send you, who want to profile you and send you ads that are specifically suited to you. And the other parties are the parties who want to scam you. And that is why your data has become so valuable, because one, you will be getting ads that are specifically targeted to you. When I was younger, I also used to think that targeted ads are a good thing because they help you, identify the goods that you're already talking about. And you must have noticed that when you're talking to someone over chat or over Instagram, the product that you mentioned. So let's say I talk to a friend of mine called Aditya, and I tell him that I'm looking to buy a black kurta, and all of a sudden, 1 or 2 hours later, I will start seeing ads of these black kurtas. Now this is a major red flag, because that indicates that either A, your social media account is not very safe, is not as safe as you thought it to be, or B, that Aditya's phone might be hacked. Another thing is that this is very uncommon, but this has also started happening on a more regular basis now, is that when you're even talking to someone with your phone in the vicinity, let's say Aditya and I are speaking in person about this, but our phone is in the vicinity, then also you might start seeing ads on the black kurta. Now this is a major red flag, and you must get an antivirus software as soon as possible in your phone, and also check to see whether or not your social media accounts or your email accounts or one of your apps. Usually what we see is that one of these apps who have access to your microphone or to your camera are often the ones who are to blame for such kinds of attacks and such kinds of targeted advertisements from happening. So this is something that you need to be really careful about. And whenever you see something that you spoke about, but you did not look up on the internet or you did not look up on a other shopping website, and it still pops up in your social media feed or any of your feeds, you be very careful that you be mindful that your account or your device may be hacked, and you might want to look at and take preventive measures as soon as possible. Yes, so as we saw in Luca's example, the most common way of these hacking happening in the country today is simple account takeover. So this account takeover may be of your Instagram ID, of your Snapchat ID, of your email ID, or even of your bank account. So you need to be very careful of when your account is being took over, and if your account is taken over, I mean, we can obviously take preventive steps, but in case it gets taken over, you should inform the relevant authorities, and you should also inform the people who may be contacted through those accounts, right? If it's a bank account, I will be talking about how a person was able to get their money back that was scammed from them. That would be a later incident report. But if your account is hacked, it's best to report it, and it's best to tell about it to as many people as possible. Because I mean, the most important part of cybercrime prevention is taking the shame out of it. If there were no shame and if people were more candid with their experiences, we would be able to prevent a lot more crimes by increasing awareness and by also sharing, best practices between people. So it's best to just talk it out with your friends, with your parents, with your relatives, with your teachers, anyone that you're comfortable talking to. Whenever you find yourself in such a situation, or whenever you feel that someone else is in such a situation, it's always best to talk it out, right? The best way of preventing account takeovers from happening is one, not having a common password for all accounts, and two, having a secure password. A secure password would be something, secure passwords, there are various password generating sites as well. If they are legitimate, I would say go forward with them. Otherwise, just write it down on a piece of paper somewhere and keep that piece of paper with you to prevent you from forgetting the password and to prevent hackers from easily guessing your password. Also, it's better that we keep on changing our passwords. I understand that is not something that is very practical, but it's best if you just assign a date every year where you change your password. Even if you were to change your password yearly, your chances of being hacked or the chances of your account being taken over would reduce significantly. It is reported that around 300 to 400 times chances the probability of your account being taken over reduces by 300 to 400 times if you will just to change your password to a more difficult one and you were to update that password every year. Another thing that we're beginning to see is that whenever, let's say you order something from Amazon or Flipkart or Myntra, and you want to return it, or you have some problems, let's say I have this Apple laptop, and I have certain problems with this laptop, so I will contact their customer care team, and what usually happens is that there will be chat support, and then in that chat support they'll ask me to share my screen or to give them access to run their diagnostics and identify what the problem is. Now we have to be extra careful with such schemes because our devices, especially our phones and laptops, contain a lot of sensitive information. For those of you who are trading in the stock market or who regularly use net banking facilities, a lot of your precious financial data and your access to that financial information and to your finances is often rooted in your mobile phone or your laptop. So it's very important to not give access to unknown parties or to even any party for that matter. Even if it's Apple and even if you trust them with your lives, it's better to not give them access to your account or to your device because you never know who the bad apple is and you never know where the threat to your device and to your information is coming from. So do not install any remote accessing apps from a known or an unknown person. These apps include TeamViewer or LES. I understand that once you start working in a corporate environment, you might be required to do so, and you only do so by understanding the risk that, okay, this device has access, this device has been installed with these remote accessing apps, so I have to be very careful of how I'm using these devices and what is the kind of information that I'm storing on these devices. Another more popular form of scams are credit cards, and I'm sure most of you understand that what kind of scams can be done through these credit cards or your UPI accounts. So I'll just be talking about two very specific kinds of scams that are being run. One is that you often see very lucrative deals online, especially on social media, where you see that you can buy 5 shirts for 500 rupees or 5 shirts for 1000 rupees, something of those lines. And it will be really nice designs, everything will be really nice, and the website will also seem very legitimate. But at the end, when you have to pay through your card or through your UPI account, they'll only give you the option of paying upfront and then really getting the goods delivered to you in let's say 2 or 3 days. What I've also been scammed by such a website during the lockdown. So I understand how common these scams are. The website may seem legitimate, the payment method may seem legitimate, your friend may have recommended this website to you. All of these things are possible, but only buy things from, if you're buying something from a marketplace for the first time, it's always better to buy it cash on delivery. Most of these websites have started offering discounts on online payment or on pre-payment, but that is because it is cheaper for them to really process those payments. But something which is trustworthy like Amazon and Flipkart, you can do so. But on other websites and on other platforms, it's always recommended that the first time you're purchasing something from them, you always purchase it on cash on delivery. And if the cash on delivery option is not available and the website is not very popular, believe me, that is a scam website, and you are better served to not buy anything from that particular website. CVV and OTP frauds, all of us I think understand. This information will also be available in the package that I'll be sharing later, so I will not be going into very depth on this. One very interesting form of scam that I want to talk about is whenever you post something on online marketplaces such as OLX, for example, and this happened with me recently as well. So I posted my bike to sell on OLX, and I got a lot of offers in the beginning itself. So I just posted the ad, and within 5 minutes I received 3 offers. So they asked me for my number. I thought that was pretty natural, because that's how you make deals on OLX. You just share your number and that person comes to your house or to your office to pick that particular thing up. So I got the phone call as within 5 minutes of me posting the ad, and that person said that, "Hello sir, Jai Hind, my name is so and so. I'm working as a CISF officer at the airport or something, and I want to buy your bike." I said, "Okay, buy my bike." And then he was like, "Okay sir, you posted it for let's say 1 lakh rupees. I am willing to pay you 95,000 rupees. I was very happy because I posted it for 1 lakh rupees. I wanted to sell it for 80,000 rupees. And here comes this buyer within 5 minutes of me posting this ad, who's willing to pay 95,000 rupees for it as well. So I was very happy. I was like, "Okay, I will sell it to you. Please come and see the bike for yourself." Like, "Okay sir, I will see the bike, but sir, I don't want you to sell it to anyone else. I wanted to book it for myself, so I will give you this security amount, or as we say in Hindi Punjabi, bayana. I will give you this bayana so that you don't sell it to anyone else, and you can reserve it for me so that I can come in the next 2-3 days and get that bike from you." She said, "Okay, you pay me 2,000 and I'll reserve the bike for you." So I said, "Okay, I'll pay you 2,000, and then he sent me a QR code to pay me money. So you're understanding, and he's like, "Sir, okay, please just scan this QR code and I'll pay you the money on it." So this raised red flags immediately, because I know that all of us know that QR codes are only shared when you want to make a payment and not on the other side. You never go to the shopkeeper and say that, okay, let me buy a packet of chips, and then you show him your QR code. Instead, you just scan this QR code and make the payment yourself. So this immediately raised, red flags in that transaction, and then I was like, okay, I will not be proceeding with this transaction anymore because you're offering me a QR code which honestly seemed like a scam. Then he was like, okay, sir, you know what? Forget about that. You just send me your UPI ID on which I can pay you. Now, because my red flags had already gone up to this person, and I was pretty sure that this person is a scamster, I did not share my UPI ID. And even though I might have done so if he had not asked for the QR code before. Therefore, my advice would be that even your UPI ID may be unsafe from these actors. We don't understand. We having spoken to other advocates and with the police enforcement, we don't understand how they will be misusing that particular QR code without you getting a message or without getting further input from you. But be that as it may, please make sure that you don't share your UPI QR code with any actor, and please don't scan any QR codes for receiving payment. Don't share your pins, don't share OTPs. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But anyone who's dealing with who's trying to sell something on OLN, to be very careful of these bad faith hackers who are just scouring the internet to find their next victim. Another more common thing, as I mentioned earlier about ARIA, is that we often get calls from fake IDs or emails from fake IDs. So I have a bank account with ICICI, and I keep on getting emails or keep on getting phone calls that your account has been blocked, or that so and so transaction has been made on your account, or we want to send you a new credit card, so please share the OTP with us, so something of those lines. And even Truecaller will show you that ICICI Bank is calling you, and if they send you an email, they'll have sent that email to ICICIbank@gmail.com. Now, the ways of preventing this I will be sharing later, but just be sure that you've downloaded Truecaller in your phone and that you've enabled your mobile provider's particular service of detecting such scams and such spam calls and spam emails and preventing them from reaching you. Right? Gmail also does a good act of preventing such spammy emails from flooding your account. But more often than not, a couple of emails always tend to bypass all of these systems and get to you. So if you've not done anything, which is untoward, your bank account will not be frozen, your bank account will not be shut down, you will not be issued a credit. If you've not applied for something, why will the bank offer it to you? Right? We might get promotional calls for the bank to buy a credit card, but these are also likely to be scams, because if you don't apply for a credit card, if you don't have an income, if you don't file your income tax returns, how are they offering you credit cards? So the thumb rule for preventing these sort of scams is that if you've not applied for something, you don't get it. Right? If you've not participated in the lottery, you can't win it. If you haven't applied for a credit card, you cannot be offered it. If you've not done any strange transaction with your bank account, it cannot be frozen. So that is the rule of thumb that I think all of us should keep in mind, and that would really help us in preventing such scams from happening. Yes, as I explained before, this is the way in which these scams, which are called phishing, wishing, and smishing, are usually carried out. And it's best, I think most of us are aware of the risk of such fraudulent calls and messages. It's just that we should talk to our parents about it, talk to our friends about it, so that more people in our surroundings, our near and dear ones, can be made aware of such risks and can be protected against such crimes from happening. Now, honey trap is has become very common, especially with the youngsters who are using dating apps and matrimonial websites. So let me just get to, yes. So this is what usually happens, So on social media website, you might get a friend request from, a very good-looking person, might be a female, might be a male, and you start chatting up, you feel very lucky that, you found this person who's very good looking, good to speak to, and other things like that. And things usually escalate very quickly. Now the first red flag is if you don't know that person, it's very unlikely that a person will be following you in the first place. Even if your friend, even if you have common followers with that friend, it does not mean that that person is a legitimate person. That usually indicates that that is a very elaborate scam where they've targeted a particular set of people who all know each other. So let's say you were in SD college, one of your friends gets this, just one second, this seems to be happening. Okay, so I'll just wind it up in 5 minutes. This is the last scam that I'll be talking about. What happens is that then they ask you to, face call them or video call them, and you're also excited because you want to meet this person, and you video call them, and then as soon as you join that video call, they take a screenshot of your face, and they, they edit that video to make it seem as if you were doing something untowards using that video call, and then they threaten you to leak that picture or to send that picture to your friends and family. Now the most important part of preventing such a scam is to A, tell your parents about it, B, approach the cybercrime department, and C, do not pay them anything. If you pay them anything, you understand that this is a matter of scale. These people are scamming hundreds of people, thousands of people at the same time. So the only real targets they actually, zone in on are the people who they feel are actually willing to pay. So as soon as you pay the first, let's say even for the first 100 rupees, you have now made yourself, the prime target for such scams, and for that existing scam to continue happening, happening to you. So the first thing to do is to not fall, to not pay them any sort of money. Another common scam that we see is that you find someone on a dating app or you find someone on a social media app, and they ask you to meet them in person. Now you will feel that okay, this person is asking you to meet them in person, so he or she must be real. But what often happens is they call you to a place which they have a setting in, so to say. This has become really common in Delhi and in Chandigarh. So they ask you to, a shady restaurant, to a shady club. You meet with them. They usually come with their friends, and you get to talk to them. Either one or two things can happen. Either they physically threaten you to, give money to them. So indirectly they can abduct you or kidnap you. Or second, what they just rather do is that you're having food, you're having drinks, and then they'll take an emergency and leave from there. Meanwhile, you're stuck with a very long bill. A friend of mine who was involved in such a situation had to pay 60,000 to a restaurant just for having a small dinner there because he was he became part of such scam. So just to wind it up, these are the other kinds of the scams that you often see. Lottery fraud is also there. I'll wind this up by just sharing the basic anti-cyber fraud tactic, which is whenever you find yourself in such a situation, you think for 5 minutes, right? Whether or not this is a trusted person, whether or not this is a trusted source. If they feign an emergency or some urgency, you think whether this is urgent or not, right? If you were to think on it for 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to avoid any such scams. Even if you were to feel that okay, this seems to be legitimate, then verify. As I mentioned before, if you were to buy something from social media, it's best to just type in the brand's name on your independent browser and buy it from that store instead of the one-click ad that you get on your social media profile. And therefore, I think, verify, and act is the thumb rule to prevent cyber frauds from happening. So yes, that is my presentation today, and I hope it helped you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your insights on the topic. So your presentation was very extensive, and especially the video which you showed right in the beginning, it was very helpful for all the students, and I'm sure all the students have gained good insights into the whole topic of cybersecurity and intellectual property rights. Thank you, sir. Now I would call upon Ms. Sheetal Sharma. Please come on to extend a word of thanks. Thank you. I request all the students, when you leave the hall, to scan the QR code which is right on the door, and please fill in the feedback form. Thank you.
I would like to thank Institution Innovation Council President Dr. Ajay Sharma sir and Dr. Rupinder ma'am, Department of Public Administration, for organizing this event and ensuring that this event is a success. It is through such enlightening sessions that we can better equip ourselves with our future endeavors. Once again, I would like to thank Advocate Ashwin Shekhar for your time and valuable contributions. We would look forward to your more opportunities to learn from you in the future. Thank you so much.